Hey guys, this is Kev-D Fitness, and I put out a call for some questions for Q&A videos, and I want to thank everybody who dropped questions. I got so many, I'm going to have to do 2 or 3 videos here in order to keep them a reasonable length and not have just one 30-minute long video answering questions. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to start with the questions I got from some of my followers on Facebook. Thank you again guys very much for all your questions. So Eddie asked me, and it's a pretty long question, so I'm just going to paraphrase it. Basically, he just got started back into working out, hit chest and tris, and is just so sore. He killed it in the gym, and his first workout back, and is so sore. And his question is, when my second day of chest and tricep comes around, if I'm still sore, do I fight through the pain, rest until I'm able to lift 100% and feel like it, or do I try to work through the pain? It literally feels like my muscles are tearing apart. And he also says I don't want to half-ass his time in the gym, but the pain is unbearable almost. My advice is this. I got this question a couple days before, obviously. Your next chest workout's coming around. But my advice is this. I would work through it. But what I would do is A, reduce your workload. Don't do as much volume as you did in your first workout back. Don't do as much volume. And if you're really, really sore, don't even use as much weight as you were doing. Just go through the motions more than anything. This way you're gonna still continue to work your muscles, get them acclimated again to working out while not really doing as much damage. See, what happens is when you take a period of time off from training, your body detrains. It's not used to the training stimulus anymore. So when you start to train again, it's better to go into it slow. You don't want to go balls to the wall right off the bat, because what ends up happening is exactly what happened to you, where you're just so sore, and everything just hurts. Like, you do chest and you're just like, oh, everything is so sore. This is because A, your body's not efficient any longer at removing the waste products, such as the lactic acid buildup from training, that accumulate in the muscles. That's number one. Number two, when you're totally new to training and you go in there and you hit it up balls to the wall, you're going to be doing a lot of micro trauma to your muscles. Okay? Once you've trained, you've become stronger, your muscles are used to the movements, they've learned the movements. You don't get that micro trauma. Your body has learned the motions and is adapted to the stimulus. So, again, my advice to you is take it slow. Go back in there, do your workout, don't skip workouts. Even if you're so sore, just take it slow. And over time, shouldn't take too long, your body will adapt to your training stimulus and you won't be getting as sore. If you still are getting too sore, man, really, you're doing way too much volume. If you're going in there in chest and tris and you're doing 25 sets or even 20 sets for your chest and triceps in one workout, that's way too much, man. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that marathon workout for your chest and triceps. Go in there and 8 to 12 sets for your chest, and maybe 3 to 6 more for your triceps. An upper range when you've gotten acclimated to working out again. You don't have to go in there too much volume. And I'm going to do a video in the future on really what causes muscle soreness, and should you even really be sore after your training. That's a topic for a whole nother video. And I know it's a topic of contention sometimes among people who work out, who really want to be sore afterwards. Not really productive, not helpful to be sore. Next question. I got several questions here from a buddy of mine on Facebook, Santosh. So he asked me, could you answer a few simple questions for me? And I'm going to try to do these as quickly as possible, because I got 3 here. So what's an ideal pre-workout meal? If one plans to work out in the morning or the evenings? Should one plan to go for a workout, or how long should one plan to go for a workout after having a meal? Santosh, I addressed this in my pre-workout meal video. I'm going to link it up here. Also, just to give you a really, really quick synopsis of my thoughts on the pre-workout meal. I don't like to eat big before I work out, and I like to eat several hours before I work out. So anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, have a small carbohydrate and protein-rich meal. That way you'll get some fuel for your training, and you'll get some protein for the recovery. So that's what I recommend. I don't recommend a big meal. You can end up getting nauseous or lethargic. You know, if you're going into training, you're trying to sit into some heavy squats, and you got a whole bunch of food in your stomach, you could get nauseous. Also, a large meal is going to make you lethargic, so you don't want to do that. And you also don't want to have a lot of fats and too much fiber in your meal beforehand, because that can slow down your digestive process. You know, I personally prefer to work out on more of an empty stomach. And if you're waking up first thing in the morning, not a problem. Get up, work out. You know, you don't have to have something to eat right away. If you feel you do, maybe a protein shake would be best. Something very small, something light, it's satiating, and you'll feel full. And then you can go in there and work out hard in the gym. The key is to be able to, you know, for your personal preference, for your pre-workout meal, whatever it is, make sure that it allows you to work out hard in the gym. Any tips to follow to sleep better? I've also done a video on some tips to sleep. I'm going to link that up here. But just to summarize, number one, make sure your room is totally dark. Light messes up your melatonin production. Melatonin is a hormone that's responsible for putting you to sleep. So make sure your room is totally dark. 2, make sure your room is cool. It's easier to sleep in a cool room than it is a hot room. 3, a high carbohydrate meal before you go to sleep. Surprisingly enough, this might surprise some people, but a high carbohydrate meal before you go to sleep, within an hour or 2 before you go to sleep, will help you fall asleep and stay sleeping longer, because a high carb meal helps produce melatonin, which again is a hormone responsible for you falling asleep. And number 4, if you've ever tried maybe a magnesium supplement before you go to sleep, magnesium helps to relax your muscles. So you might want to maybe take magnesium half an hour before you go to bed. And number 5, just do something relaxing before you go to sleep for half an hour. You know, whether it's watching your favorite TV show, reading a book, you know, playing with your animals, you know, your dog, your cat, or something like that. Anything that relaxes you, do that, and that, you know, that'll de-stress you and get you ready for go to bed. And last one, some tips to achieve a flat tummy and great abs. Well, I mean, that's a question that I could go off on for 20 minutes, to be honest with you. And I've done a couple videos on that, and Santosh, I will link them, you know, here and here for you. Okay, you're going to get some videos on the truth about six-pack abs and on how to lose body fat. But really quick, one, if you're looking to lose fat in your belly area, remember, when you lose body fat, you lose it all over your body. So you can't just target your belly. If you're a woman, you can't just target your hips. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, make sure you're in a calorie deficit. The best way to do that is to keep track of what you're eating. If you know what's going in to your body, you can easily make adjustments. If you're eating, say, 3,000 calories a day and you're trying to lose weight, and for 2 weeks your scale is the same, when you weigh yourself, you're eating probably around maintenance. So know right there, hey, I've got to take out 400 calories, 500 calories a day in order to put myself in, or add in more exercise, more cardio perhaps, to put myself in a calorie deficit, so I'm going to start losing weight. And my number 3 tip that I'm going to hit real quick here in this video is do weighted ab exercises. That is much more effective than just doing crunches or leg lifts or sit-ups, you know, that you can just do countless reps of. You want to do, your abs are like any other muscle in the body, man. Any other muscle in the body. You want to do, you want to hit them with progressive overload to make them bigger. They'll pop more, which is very important. You're going to get better separation between the different, you know, I guess, packs in your six-pack, you know. So I hope that answers your question. In the videos that I linked up here above, we'll go into much more detail on how to get, you know, a ripped six-pack and to lose body fat, which is of course number 1 thing you have to do to get that six-pack. So thank you very much for those questions, guys. That concludes the first Q&A session. I'm going to go on to my Google Plus page. I got a whole bunch more great questions that I'm going to address. and I'll do that in the next video. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.